If you're looking for the latest in hotel, restaurant, and retail technology, stay tuned right here to Tech Advisor Media.
Rob Grimes for Tech Advisor Media, and I'm here at the HITEC show in Los Angeles, and I'm sitting here with James England, who's the Director of Sales and Marketing for Fourth Hospitality and Adaco, or just Fourth Hospitality, or how's that work?
Well, Fourth and Adaco are very much together, and we've spent the last 2 years fully integrating Adaco into the Fourth global family. So Adaco for us is very much a key product which has done enormously well in the hotel industry.
You're going to keep the name?
We're going to keep the name, absolutely. We have no plans whatsoever to change that. Adaco's got a very strong reputation across the globe and some good hotel flags. So we have no plans to change that whatsoever.
Well, actually, why don't we sort of start at the top and work our way down? So Fourth has a great reputation. I first met you guys over in the UK.
Yep.
And actually, I think you do work across Europe, not just in the UK. Specialists in labor, specialists in back office, food and beverage.
Correct.
And accounting.
Correct.
And so you really have a great following there, and with a lot of chains.
Correct.
And then you came into the US a couple years ago by the acquisition of Adaco.
Correct.
So why did you pick the hotel industry rather than sticking with what you'd been doing before, which was the restaurant, food and beverage industry?
Well, the global journey for Fourth was always a very important one. And over the last 14 years, we've done very well in the hotel market, in the original homeland of the UK anyway. We'd done a lot of work with the likes of the Dorchester Group, the Ritz, and a lot of the mid-sized hotel chains as well. And
I didn't realize that. I knew you guys from Le Pen, Côte d'Ivoire, and some of those other guys.
Yeah.
And Hoppus.
A long time ago, we had a different name. Before Fourth, we were called Restaurant Solutions, and we realized that the solutions were completely scalable into hotels. So we started our hotel journey about 10 years ago, and it was quite early on that we won some major big companies like the Ritz Group, etc. And so for us, there's always been a huge opportunity to help this operational cost control area within hotels, because for years hotels have been good at PMS, been good at reservations.
Right.
And they've had EPOS at the front end too.
Adaco was really one of the few players that was really focused on the back office side of food and beverage in the hotel side.
It was indeed. And for us, we were impressed by what Adaco had managed to achieve over the years. And it represented a great opportunity for us. We'd grown organically, so before we acquired Adaco, we had a number of hotel operations using the Fourth systems as well. Companies like Soho House, who put us in globally wherever they travel. But the opportunity to bring Adaco into the family was a great one, not least because they've got a good footprint. It gave Fourth.
Is it just a US footprint, a North American footprint, or are you also backwardly migrating, taking their product set and taking it in the UK and other places?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, Adaco becomes our hotel cost control for purchase to pay, purchase to consumption. And it's a hotel-specific product.
Okay.
Globally.
So Fourth has this reputation of being in the restaurant market as well.
Yep.
And a couple of years ago, you came to the U.S. and you came in with Adaco. So what's your plan now to go into the restaurant market in U.S., in the food service side?
Yeah, so there's a couple of features around the Fourth Adaco product set that make them very relevant for an international business. At their very core, they are an enterprise set of multilingual, multi-currency products. And so in the way that Adaco is completely appropriate for any country in the world, 54, the traditional
54 countries.
54 countries,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The traditional product sets of Fourth for the restaurants where you knew and loved us from originally. That is also multi-currency, multilingual at its core.
How many countries is that in?
That is currently in 58 countries.
58?
Yeah.
So, and are they pretty well matched with the 54 countries on the Adaco side?
There's some commonality, but some differences, yeah. So And there's a huge globalization going on in the restaurant industry too. So a lot of the companies that we've worked with over the last 10 years or so, Carluccio's, Le Pan
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Le Pan Quotidien you've mentioned, La Tasca, Yosushi, they are all looking at whether they're company-owned, managed or franchise operations. It's happening big time. So our core heart set of customers, they're doing it anyway, but it also means...
So are any of those companies using you in North America now?
Yeah, absolutely. So Carluccio's have just put us into North America. Soho House, as I mentioned. Yosushi are mandating that they want to put the same product set into their franchise companies worldwide as well. So for us, the restaurant journey in the US is completely key. All food service. We work with companies like Dynequity. We have done for a number of years on our master data and recipe product, Star Chef. And they're great. They're a great customer. They're big fans.
So are we going to see you coming out now mainstream like you're doing here? You know, very shortly in the food service side.
Yeah, I think watch this space for a lot of activity on the food service side.
Watch the FS Tech space. We need to get you in the FS Tech.
Watch the FS Tech space, and you'll see a lot happening.
Come out.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, you know, there's quite a few players that are in the back office food and beverage side today. There's probably at least half a dozen to a dozen I can think about. So where do you see your key differentiating points that are going to make you different as you approach the marketplace?
The key differentiating points, Rob, are very much around the analytical product suite that we bring to our suite. And we've always had this combination of systems that are very, very easy for the end user, for the operator. It's why Forth has grown and it's why Forth is so successful, because we have never kept our eye off. They make it easy for the operators to go around their day-to-day jobs, whether they want to place an order, whether they want to schedule staff.
And you have integration already with the major food houses and with the major POS guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. For instance, for Cisco integration, that's all established. And when you look at the likes of EPOS, we interface to 40 EPOS companies globally, and there's some good solid integration. And that's one of the reasons, again, why Forth will be very successful, is that we differentiate ourselves through integration, to finance, to suppliers, to the EPOS world as well. So integration's a massively significant reason why we're quite confident that we can make a big difference.
So is there anything else in your acquisition shopping cart that you're looking at now that you want to add to the fold?
I'm sure there's some really interesting players in the market. I can't tell you who might be the next one, but there are names that, you know, never say never. Right.
Well, we'll look forward to covering that space and welcoming you on the food service side of the market over here in North America. So, James, thank you very much for your time.
Fantastic, Rob.
Rob Grimes for Tech Advisor Media, and thank you for joining us at HITEC and here with Adaco and Forth Hospitality.